I didn't have my mic on yet, so that's why I was muted.
I see.
Plug in the headsets.
Yeah. So, what are your thoughts? Who do you want to? Well, first of all, what are your thoughts on finally getting rid of Ole?
I think it was a forced decision more so than what they really actually wanted. Like at least the board wanted. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like it's almost forced into their hands because they just lost to such a bad team in a way like this.
Yeah.
If
I see
we like lost maybe like 1-2, I actually think they would have been tempted to just not do anything again.
Really? Even at 2, if they lost 2-1, you don't think they would?
Yeah, I think so, because Maguire was just, well, it was the red card that really did it, but actually even after the red card we played decent, I think.
I actually didn't watch.
You know
the
how
match,
when
so...
we lost Wan-Bissaka when we played Young Boys, right?
Yeah.
Like we struggled so bad after like losing one man, but you know how like Man City and all the other good teams, like it's not like the end of the day, right?
Yeah.
Where like you lose, you're down one man, but do we play like it's like the end of the we're playing basically like how I would relate this is almost like when you're playing like a really dominant team, say like let's just say Bayern Munich, right? And you're down one man and you're playing like as a team that's all you could do is counter, right?
Yeah.
And basically your game plan is out the window because you can't do that anymore, right? Because you can't even counter.
Right.
And it felt like that, but it's sad because we're Man United playing Young Boys, right? So even if we're down one man, it shouldn't really be the issue because we should still be attacking, right?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Because they're the other team that should be doing the counter, right?
Yeah.
If you think about it, right? But then we don't.
It's at home. It's their home, right?
Yeah. Is that what you think as well? Like, but I think it's a force thing.
No,
more
I think
than
I think if they won today's game, then they wouldn't.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
This was a must win, and like even losing 2-1 is not.
Sure.
Is not.
You would have sacked them, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Because like I thought, like I was like, oh, you know, after losing to Liverpool like that, I thought that was like, okay, that's not, you know, a result that would be able to keep his job after, you know, what happened to Young Boys, Everton, Aston Villa, you know, that string of just really, really poor like performances, right?
Yeah.
Because you remember back then, like even Suk said this, like he's like, well, Ole seems to just somehow find like, you know, like just somehow like suddenly like his team just suddenly has this other thing where like they were struggling, but then they'll get those like magical turnarounds, right?
Yeah, weird results. Get the
but
penalties
then
and stuff.
Yeah, that too, right? Like, yeah, just find a way. Like, I agree. Like, but even before, okay, like when the team wasn't that good, like good teams find a way to win. Like, so even if you're playing a bad game, like, okay, yeah, Penaldas, whatever, but at least it's a win, right? So, and all bad teams, or sorry, all good teams have games like this where like they're struggling, but then the quality like beats like, you know, the other weaker teams, right? So it's kind of like how all those games like Villarreal, whatever, when Ronaldo was saving us, right? But it happens, say, like every, you know, once in, well, let's say like 10 games, right? Like you have a bad game and then, but your star player just, you know, wins it for you, right?
Yeah.
But like it's for us, it's like we need that like every game, and then it's just not gonna happen, right? Like game after game.
Yeah, I mean we've been relying on that for a long time. You know what I mean? Just individual brilliance is, the team doesn't. You can tell they don't know what they're doing sometimes.
Yeah.
Especially when they're losing, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah. So I guess let's see what Zim's saying. Squad needs major rebuild since our main strikers are old, man. Yeah, Cavani and CR Matic is also old too. The attack is good, but the defense is bad. Since B is basically Scott box to box player type, still missing the mid. Can't let Matic alone carry the mid. Yeah, those are very good valid points. We definitely needed some reinforcements in midfield. So
yeah, I agree.
Next question, I guess. Who would you wanna see as the our next manager?
I don't mind. Well, actually, actually thinking really like critically about it, I don't know actually if Zizou can actually change anything, in a sense that he's actually not a manager that built things. More so, he was given like a lot of good players.
So you don't think we have a lot of good players?
No, because it's not a full complete package is what I'm trying to say. Like we have a big hole in the middle. Yeah. And he hasn't shown that he is capable of signing or going out to scout or finding his staff to scout for really good players and then replacing people. That's what I think I would think. Yeah, I don't know if that's what you think though, but tactically, I think he's pretty good.
He's a good manager, I think, and he can, yeah, like tactically he can, but that's where the job of the director of football comes in, right? He's supposed to do all the recruitment, and the manager just manages the team, right? So
yeah, so for us it's still Woodward, right?
Well, no, it's
we don't Murta. Do we have a soccer or whatever?
Yeah, we do now. We do now. It's this guy. He's even in here.
He appointed some guy.
Oh, yeah, we did. Where is he?
This Neil Wood.
No. Where's my staff?
Neil Wood is the trainer, right?
No. Where's my staff? Director of football, John Murta. This guy.
We appointed him this year, right?
Yeah. No, last year. We appointed sometime last year, like in the middle of the season, and we at the same time we appointed Darren Fletcher as the technical director.
Okay.
Yeah. So and then that was the same time Nicky Butt left because he
got a job, didn't he?
No, he left because he was pissed that he didn't get. I guess he was probably being considered for director of football or the technical director, and they gave it to this guy and Darren Fletcher.
This guy, yeah.
So he left and went to Derby County with Ray Rooney. Because Rooney is the manager there, right?
Well, we would have recruited him, right? Or they asked him to join.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's see. Zim is saying BDB is basically a cam, not a CM. Yep, constantly played Maguire in his biggest mistake. And then we also don't use Henderson. Well, Henderson was hurt in the beginning of the season, so I think he's just coming back.
With regards to Bruno struggling, this is my view on this. Is that it's a bit like the Pogba situation where the team, like Fanti was saying, it doesn't seem like the players know what they're doing, or they're playing, let's say, press, right? And it's making I'm watching the games. It's making Bruno make a lot more unnecessary like defending or more runs than he should be doing normally. So like he'll have to chase back, right? Like, and he's a attacking midfielder, right?
Yeah.
And then when you play him like game after game, right, it happens. Then like prime example yesterday, he had a really good like chance like yesterday where he normally scores. So he's like top of the box, so much time. Like he's usually like money in the bank, right? And he nails it like not even close to the net, right? And then you're like, oh. And yeah, so Azim is like what I agree with what Azim said. I think most of it is due to just fatigue, and this just the form is bad. And this again, could be due to overplaying guys or whatever, like playing out of position or just having to cover for I think areas where they normally don't have to. Like,
You don't think
if you guys, yeah,
you don't
sorry,
think Fernandez is doing extra running because Ronaldo's not pressing?
No, I don't really fully agree with that, because if you think about it, Martial was the same, right? If not worse.
Yeah.
And look at Greenwood doesn't really. What's his press? It's like a half press. It's, you running towards the guy, but you're not really. It feels like the staff doesn't really teach them, like,
Yeah,
because
like
they're such
curb your
young
runs and
players, right?
stuff.
Like, you know how, like, if you had good staff, you would be like, hey, yes, you press, but you also gotta, I guess, be aware of your surrounding. So, like, for
Match
example,
intelligence.
exactly, like if you press them, right, but you run in a way where you force them to make certain pass, like that's how other people do it to Maguire, right? Like you can see it, like they're like, okay, we're gonna shut down one lane, so either he's gonna have to dribble or he's gonna have to either pass back, right? But we don't press like that. We just run towards the guy, and then they're like, oh, I'm just gonna pass to the guy that you vacated because you ran away from him, right? Which is dumb, because that way of pressing is not. It's you're supposed to close down his like choices. So you forced him either to do one thing or you forced him to make a mistake, right? Which is what other teams do so well against us.
Yeah.
And it's like we don't train we don't train people to on both sides, right? So on attack, they're like, okay, if you get pressed, this is what you do, right? And or if you press, this is what you do. So there's the reason behind doing like a press, right? It's like I said, it's like we're just doing like a drop-in game where everyone's just like, okay, we're just gonna play, and then no one knows what they're doing.
But on that note, when you say pressing, right? If you look at the team that actually do a lot of pressing, like the top teams, I mean, like Liverpool, Man City, all 3 or 4, whatever, all their forwards do a lot of pressing. Like everyone does the same amount of pressing. Like we don't have. They wouldn't allow like the luxury of some guy.
Yeah, to just stroll
around, right? I mean, like because it does affect the performance. The only other guy that I was thinking maybe have this kind of luxury is Messi, right? I mean, in Barcelona, I don't know.
Yeah.
Does he?
He doesn't press.
Does he not press? But they also do pressing, right?
Press.
So I don't know.
So
I think it does affect the team.
Okay, so I in essence, sure, I would agree. Maybe that's why with CR7 being there, that's why we do so much better when Cavani's in the team.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, would you guys agree with that?
Yes.
Like, I don't know if Azim might make it. Yeah, so Azim saying, what was he saying?
He said pressing is good. Make the mistakes.
Yeah.
I agree with that, but you gotta remember when the team press, you gotta press high. But Maguire is not fast enough to get. Oh my goodness, Cavani was anyways, yeah. So when you press high,
hit the post.
Yeah, Cavani. Sorry, what was I saying? Yeah. When you press high, if they get in behind, Maguire is not fast enough to cover. That's the other issue.
Yeah. That too. Yeah.
That's why we play deep. But then when we play deep,
I often wonder if part of the issue is also the fact that the players, you and Azim can chime in on this, is that they don't trust each other. Like you could tell, like Maguire is always trying to cover for something that is already covered in a sense. So like, let's say Lindelof is there, but you could tell like Maguire's like, oh shit, like I better cover for him because he's probably gonna lose his man, right? Like I see that, like in defense for Maguire, yes, he's been playing in poor form, but I find that sometimes where he's standing is because he is thinking that he's probably gonna have to cover for someone else.
Yeah.
So like sometimes you know how like Luke Shaw does the same, like he's nice goal. Like how like they are like, okay, Luke Shaw is gonna have to come up or come out from a the wing to a more interior position because he thinks, okay, Maguire's probably going to lose his man, or Lindelof is going to lose his man, so I'm going to have to cover for them. And I find that this is screwing up with them.
Yeah,
I
agree.
This is what I think as well. Like, I don't know. Like, what do you guys think?
Yeah, I can see that. That's why you play so much better when Varane is there, because he doesn't have to cover for Varane.
But people trust him, right? Yeah.
Even Baye, he doesn't need to cover for Baye, but for some reason Lindelof just, I don't know what's wrong with the guy, man. Like, like I've been saying,
the coach just really don't like using him for some reason. Yeah.
Well, the thing with Baye
is right.
The thing with Baye is he sometimes, like, he can be great, but
a bit too crazy.
Yeah, he's a bit too crazy, and he can concede like some crazy stuff, right? So,
yeah, like a crazy tackle and then red carded or something, right?
Or it doesn't,
or over committing like something, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I agree. And what Azim is saying is totally true as well. Like, and I have heard people talk about this. Is that Greenwood or Rashford and them, like, they don't come back and cover if the wingbacks are up, and again, that also does cause the problem of the fitness thing, where Luke Shaw and Wan-Bissaka now actually has to run a lot more than they really should be doing, like, because they're playing every game, right? So you see, like, they're not playing Tellus for some freaking odd reason. So there's a reason why Luke Shaw is in poor form and he's always getting injured, right?
Nice.
And yeah, so like the wingers are too lazy. Sorry, I'm lagging behind the thing, but it's nice goal. Yeah, so I agree with that. So that also does lead to the fact that fitness does become a problem there, right?
Yeah, you're right. Like, but I don't know. It's just also the tactics. Like, we're playing counter attack, but we're not. Our defenders are not coming back to defend. Like, how can you? I don't know. Like, Mourinho. No, like maybe you. Like, I see what they're doing, because they're leaving their wingers up to counter, but maybe just leave one guy on the opposite side to go up. I don't know. Like,
and the other issue I also see a lot of times is I don't know if you saw the YouTube video I sent to Sok Sok maybe like a week ago or a couple of days ago. Is that and this, again, I don't know if it's a coaching or managerial problems, but you often see like right now, if I'm watching your team play.
Yeah.
There's often like a connection between the ball holder of the ball carrier and, you know, the receivers. Or let's say I find that United really likes to start off with a short pass from the goalkeeper to their defenders, right?
Yeah.
And then you see this huge gap between the opponent's forward attacking defenders and then the midfielders. And then I'm like, well, so you're asking your defense to make a pass like a Bruno pass, right? All the time. So people either sit back or, like I said, they press you and then they force you to either pass back to De Gea, or they just come and really press you, right?
Yeah,
and then we lost the ball like this so many times. Like, and I've been watching. I'm like, why is there nobody coming, either the DMs coming back, either to give an option for the defenders, or like whatever. Like, just there's just no, like, nothing. And when we do finally, you know, get rid of the ball, we. Like, usually what happens is Wan-Bissaka gets the ball, right? I find this is what I find, because the midfield, like, they just the DMs disappear. Like, they're like, I don't know, they're somewhere, I don't know where. Like, either they're just like standing behind the defenders or something, I don't know. But then when Wan-Bissaka gets the ball again, the DMs, they don't run up to the guy that has the ball, and there's no option again. So, like, he has to run. All he could do is just run. And
Yeah.
I find that it happens too much. Like there's no option for the guy that's like, carrying the ball.
Yeah, that was
I don't know.
actually that was in another video I saw. They pointed out that every time the defenders have the ball, McTominay tends to stand behind the
The defenders.
opposition striker, so they can't pass to him.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
that's why I
So
say he
like,
should play as a defender, not a midfielder.
Yeah, exactly. So like, that's, I don't know why that is. Like, it's almost like a fundamental like thing. Like, right, like you're taught any kind of team sports, right? Why would you stand behind the guy, right?
It's just common
But
sense.
like we keep doing that. Yeah, it's the common sense. But then we, like game after game, like I'm like, well, yes, you know, thank you. You know, like yes, Maguire's playing poorly. Like he's making mistakes by giving the ball away like this. But again, like to his defense, he's also not given so much help either. Like if you look at the DMs, I'm like, dude, like what are you doing? Like you're just standing behind them, right? And I mean, we all know like big center backs are not like the most agile like players out there, right? Like but you make them like do things like that. Well, bad things are gonna happen, right? Like, you make them do it 10 times. Like if like normally you will probably not even want to do it like once, right? But like you force them to do it like time after time each game, and then he gets frustrated too, right? Because he's like, what the fuck, like where's my help, right? Like, and then again, so I don't know. So I don't know, does that point to the coaching staff as well again?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
we need a managerial team that knows what they're doing.
Yeah.
What does Zin say? Our winger don't bother to cover. TAA is basically like the Saka in reverse. Very good at attack, but too lazy to go back and defend. But Liverpool winger is there to cover him. Our players are basically lack of discipline and lazy. Oh yeah, I can see that too. So going back to the original question, so who do you want to see as our replacement? If we were to hire one, let's say in a week or two, realistically.
A realistic one.
Yeah.
Azim, what do you think? Let me see if Azim gonna type something. He's probably gonna be like, oh, the guy that we just fired.
Ole. Is Dan still there? Okay.
But there was rumors saying that he did want to take it, and then it's something like his wife didn't want it.
There's a lot of rumors, like we don't know what's true.
That's true. Yeah.
So what about let me throw some names at you guys. You guys tell me, what do you guys think? What about Brendan Rodgers? Yay or nay?
Short term, yes, for me.
For me,
yes.
Short term, but he wouldn't come short term. Like, why would he come short term when he's already at Leicester? Right? He's building something there, right? So
yeah.
I'm gonna say nay to Rodgers because first of all, I don't think he has won anything, right? I mean, he's come. I mean, aside from the FA Cup last year, he hasn't won anything. His Leicester team's not doing that well, and
he just got killed yesterday too.
Yeah, he bottled it when he almost won the Prem with Liverpool, right? That Stevie G slip.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
So he's coached Liverpool before, so I mean, I mean he'll be better than Ole, but he won't be my first choice.
What? So then, what
about do you guys remember? What about Laurent Blanc? What do you guys think of him? Because he was considered when Mourinho was
coaching the French team before.
He was coaching PSG before Tuchel. Was it Tuchel?
Took over?
No. It was before. No, who was? Wasn't it Emery took over PSG? after
Oh,
Blanc.
really? Unai Emery?
Yeah,
Actually,
I think so.
I don't even remember. I don't
Let
even
me
honestly.
look
The
this
funny thing is, I don't actually remember when he taught PSG. But now that you mention it, I do remember seeing him as a manager.
PSG
But
managers.
yeah,
This is the PSG managers. Let's see. Yep, it was Ancelotti, and then it was Laurent Blanc. He was there for 3 years, and then it was Unai Emery, and then it was Tuchel, and then it's Pochettino. So Laurent Blanc, he's actually coaching in Qatar right now. I think some Qatarian team. But
so it was like Xavi, right? Xavi was also
yeah, exactly,
in
like
Qatar.
Xavi. Yeah, I mean, he played for United. He's won stuff with PSG. So I don't know what his style is like, but I mean, at least he's coached. He's coached some big names, right? He's won something at least. So I don't know.
Now, are we talking about long term now? Then, like,
Whatever,
that what
long term, short term. I don't know, because I mean, short term we're getting Fletcher and Carrick, right? So. There's that, and
I wouldn't mind the Red Bull guy.
Ralph Ragnick.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind him.
Ragnarok.
Yes, Ragnarok. Yep. I wouldn't mind someone like him.
Yeah, but you know.
I know the board. I know realistically the board probably doesn't want anyone like that, but
yeah.
I also watched a stream yesterday, or not the stream, but it was it might be Sky Sport or ESPN, but they said ironically the most successful manager, which is Sir Alex.
Yeah.
Right. He also did the same thing, right? He's like, okay, I'm going to change the culture of this team, like completely. Like, he did the same. That's what he did, right?
Yeah.
And now, like, our board's like, okay, we don't want someone like that. Like, what?
Well, that's kind of different, right? Because when Sir Alex was, I mean, before Sir Alex, we had a team that was, how should I put it?
Mediocre, right?
Well, mediocre, and majority of them were drunks. There's a big drinking culture.
Yeah.
Right? I mean,
smoking, drinking.
Yeah, exactly, right? It's just guys that care more about getting smashed and winning football matches, pretty much.
But do you feel that it's the current football players are a bit like that as well?
Yeah,
they're so like into their Instagram,
exactly,
Twitter,
their social media stuff.
They're so distracted, right?
Yeah. What did Lingard post? Because everyone's saying like
someone said I can't find it. I actually went to his Instagram this morning, but apparently he posted something. I don't know if it's him wearing a West Ham jersey or it's something to do with West Ham.
Okay. Yeah, and then people were saying like, oh yeah, after that he should he should be gone, right, or something.
Yeah, and a good point to that yesterday as well. I also watched another video. Was they said that a couple of weeks back, or maybe months back, when Pogba was saying, "Oh, I'm not happy with the coaching staff or whatever. Like, something's got to change."
Yeah.
And then you remember how Pogba got benched.
Yeah.
But then they brought him on because we were losing.
Yeah.
I mean, you're like, well, that's a bit like weakness, right? Like, you're like, well,
Yeah.
On one point, it's supposed to be like, oh, you try and prove your point, but then afterwards, you're like, oh, actually, I need him.
Sir Alex would never do that.
Yeah. So
Alex would rather
he would be like, no, you're getting benched. You're probably getting sold as well. Like, I think
a lot of people will be leaving after this summer. I don't think we'll make top 4 actually, and Ronaldo's gonna leave, and Pogba's gonna leave. That's why I still feel Zidane is our best choice. I think.
If Zidane can come, then maybe Ronaldo will stay.
Yeah, and maybe Pogba.
Bruno.
And Bruno. coaching team have been a problem since Mourinho era. Yeah, you're right. It was Rui Ferreira was our main assistant coach when Mourinho first came, and then he left, and then they gave it to Carrick and McKenna, and then Ole just inherited it, right? So
Yeah.
So yeah. So any other names you guys can think of? It's really not too
There's not much out
not
there.
much.
Is there?
Yeah, no. Nope. Unfortunately.
Yeah. Was Ancelotti actually just appointed this year in Real Madrid?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we could have had a chance to get him too.
Eddie Howe is it's already Newcastle manager, right?
Eddie Howe.
Eddie Howe. I mean, I don't think he's Man United material. No offense to Newcastle, but yeah, I don't think he's Man United material. Seriously. Yeah, there's nobody else out there. I mean, yeah. We have to. I mean, they had their choice.
We're just
with
gonna get Wayne
Conte.
Rooney.
They had their. Nah, no thanks.
Yeah.
They had their chance with Conte. I mean,
Yep.
I was all for it, but
He even like according to the reports, he's like, "Yep, I'm ready. Like if you guys
yeah, if they call,
would want me," because normally, I think he declined before, right?
he declined Tottenham. Yeah, because he didn't.
No.
They didn't think he had like the club. He likes the club with like the history and all that stuff, like a big club.
Yep.
A project, right? I guess they didn't like the Tottenham, whatever Tottenham project was. But then the director of football there is his old buddy at Inter, so they worked together before. Yeah. So they're like, come, please come. Yeah. So
yeah,
they probably just they said the guy kept texting him, so they were like, yeah, all right, just shut up, I'll come, or something like that. Right. So
it's like, fine, I'll do it. Right?
yeah, like, all right, I'll do it.
They win yesterday, or is they playing today?
I think they're playing today or tomorrow might. Oh yeah, it's today. It's already past midnight. They're playing today, I think.
Leeds United, yeah.
They're gonna win. They're gonna beat Leeds. Leeds are not in a good place right now.
Wow. Yeah.
Maybe we should get Bielsa. I don't know. Maybe not. I mean,
But is Ralph actually available right now?
Yeah. No, he's like a technical director at in the Russian league right now.
Yeah. So
he can come. He's not a coach. It's just a technical director.
Yeah.
Right? I think
because he turned Red Bull around, right? Like, I mean, well, started out of nothing, right? Really.
Oh, look at this. Lingard wants a new challenge.
He wants to leave?
Yeah, let's see. Oh, okay, now he doesn't want to leave now. What the heck? No, leave, please. I don't need people like you. Toxic. Yeah, there's nobody else. I mean, I don't think the people that we want, they won't come in the middle of the season.
How about another question is that, given what happened last year,
yeah,
would you have still given Ole a chance?
What do you mean, like, given what happened?
So no trophies, right? We kept losing in finals.
Yeah.
The way we lost, okay? And all the games, honestly, were like 1-0.
Yeah.
Penalty wins. Which you still would have given him the chance.
You mean this year? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would because he was. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
No. I know you already understood what I was trying to say, so you go ahead. I was just trying to ask what your...
Yeah, because at that point he kind of Pogba wants to stay now. Nice, with lower salary. Nice. Okay. Anyways, yeah. So, you know how he didn't want to make any subs, right? And he was talking about how there's a lack of quality on the bench, right? Which I kind of agree at the time. So, you know, there wasn't really anybody he could bring on to change the game, which, yeah, it makes sense. So that's why we got him Sancho, we got Cristiano Ronaldo, right? We got Varane, right? We still need a midfielder, but like our team is pretty good now, right? On paper. So he has no more excuse, right? So this was his last chance. But you know, I mean, if you gave this team to somebody else, Zidane or somebody, I think he can do a lot more than Ole. Or let's put it the other way. If we gave that Galacticos team to Ole, would he have won 3 Champions League in a row? Maybe not. He probably would win the La Liga, but probably not Champions League finals 3 in a row. Okay.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. So
no.
That like, you know, we did give him a chance. That was a chance.
Yeah. And it's just that I still, until now, I don't, because you guys know me, like Azim, you, and you know, we watch football together, right? You know, I've been critical of him since last year, right? You guys know me, right? I've been saying that, right? To be fair, right? You guys know me. I'm like, dude, we gotta like get rid of him. Like, he's just like not good enough, right? So that's why I asked this question, because like I was like, okay, last year was enough for me to be like, okay, like this is not Man United way of playing. Like, I just don't like the fact that we always cave in to any team. Like, not even like, it would be like Watford, right? He just did the same like today. Like I'm like, dude, look at your payroll, right? Like, you're playing Tom Cleverley, like, who we got rid of like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And like, we just lost to him 4-1. Like, and it wasn't like one of those bad beats where like, oh, we hit the post, we created so many chances, and then their goalkeeper was on fire. It wasn't even like that. Like after like 2-1 and after the red card, I was like, oh, you kind of knew, like, it's like, oh, the players just went back into the cave. They're like, oh yeah, it's over, right? And it's like, I'm like, really? Like, no, like, with the players we have unavailable, you have to know there must be a way to solve that Watford like defense, which I don't even know any of the players, right?
Well, we know
like, I know the goalkeeper. Well, yeah, that's what I said. I know the goalkeeper, but like anybody else, it's like, well, you know, why is it so hard? Like, you know, and then because the crazy thing is like the other thing that I really wanted to point out is that, so yeah, well, yes, we don't have the trust for the players, right, on the bench, but it goes back to what Azim said. Okay, yeah, there still needs to be rotation players.
Yeah.
Where we're playing shit teams. Well, okay, I know in the Premier League there's no easy teams, but there are teams that don't have such good players, which you should be playing, you know, players like that. Okay, yeah, Van der Beek, but you know, he's even way outclassing any one of them. Like, let's say like Watford yesterday, right? He outclassed every one of them, like, easily.
Yeah.
And for him to not use these guys, like, is just, I don't know, like, I don't understand the logic behind it, right? Like, yeah, I know there are players that are not good, but like,
picks his favorite boys. That's
and then like, you remember how the Villarreal game? I'm like, well, the Villarreal game was so boring that like it doesn't matter. Like I'm like, well, if nothing's working, you know, hold on someone that could either run or like a rotational person, right? I'm like, you've just played the same team for like 120 minutes, man, or whatever. Like, it's like, and plus stoppage time, whatever. I'm like, dude, And this is the last game. You've just played this grueling season and a COVID season, right? It just doesn't make sense. So for me, that's why I'm always like really pissed off at
Ole, right?
what he's doing. Yeah. Is that Ajax?
Yep. I lost to them before already at home. So
Yeah, well, they're a good team, you know.
yeah, they got a good manager.
They're killing it. They're killing it, man. We want their manager.
This is pissing me off.
Kadish is doing well there, right?
Huh?
Is Kadish there? No, Kadish is not there.
Ten Hag?
Is Kadish there? Or just Kadish?
Tadic, yeah, he is there. He is there.
Oh, he is there, right?
Right here. Oh shit, we're all tied for. Oh, that's not good. Well, I'm just
don't know.
ahead on goal difference.
But I think you and Azim are in the same boat. You're third, right? Oh, wait, second. Well, I mean, I know Azim was supporting Ole, according to Sok at least.
Supporting
Is that
Ole.
offside? Yeah.
Yeah, apparently not offside. Ole.
Because you two, I know Sok and saying Azim still supported Ole. Well, even until
Newcastle
very
fan.
recent.
Because he's Newcastle fan, man. That's why. That's why he wants.
But we beat them.
He wants. He doesn't want Ole to do that. That's why.
Everyone's happy, honestly. And
everyone's saying Ole at the Milan.
yeah, and it's sad because our once great team, it's become like a laughing stock.
Yeah.
And nobody is afraid to play us. Honestly, like there's no one that's afraid to play us.
I just feel sorry for Ronaldo. That's all.
Yeah, but too, yeah, because he's gone to the shit show now.
Yeah. He came back to a sinking ship.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, boys.
But there was so much optimism.
Yeah,
right?
look at the first game. We won like 5-1, man. Or 5-2 and 5-1. I don't remember.
Yeah.
Did we win our second game
then,
too? I don't remember. Yeah, that was Ronaldo. 4-1 Newcastle.
Was that the second game?
Was that? I don't know. I think so. I don't know. It was so long ago. It's actually not that long ago, but it feels like.
Varane didn't play. I thought we tied like some. Like,
oh no, Wolves. It was Wolves. Right? We played Wolves. That was his first game. We did win that, I think. We did win it. Just by very lucky, I think.
I think the wheels kind of fell off a bit when Bruno missed the penalty. I think it really started to snowball from there. I think.
Yeah, you're right. It was
because, like you said, right. Normally, out of those shitty situations, like Bruno or somebody, like last year it would have been Bruno. Yeah, he would have been bailed out by the penalty, and then but we didn't score, and then it's almost like suddenly like the players started thinking, yeah, then it just spiraled from that point on. And what do you think about what I said yesterday about Lindelof?
I didn't watch it though. That's the thing.
Okay, so what happened was, and you see this game after game. He does this a lot. So whenever he's inside the box,
yeah,
he starts defending with his hands behind his back.
Yeah, and that's
no matter what, like,
is it because he doesn't want to? They do.
I know he doesn't want the VAR, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But the thing is, I find that he's overdoing it. Like there is still, like I've still seen this year where if you strike the ball off the hand, right?
Yeah.
And if your hands are close to like it's not in a natural position, right? Because they say this, right? The rule I believe the rule book is a natural position. So if you're not like wildly like holding your hand out, right? I still think like there's a good chance that the VAR will be like, okay, well, there's no time for him to react, and it is like or whatever. And a lot of times it's like the thing is like the guys are dribbling. I think that nice ball. You have time to react, right? You have time to react. Like he's just running at people or either backing up with his hands, you know, to his sides, and I find that it's overdoing it. Like, cause your body doesn't really run or actually move well. Like you can't balance, right?
Yeah.
And when you're, let's say, like if defender's running at you at full speed, let's say you have your hands behind your back. You know, how are you gonna defend?
That's true.
Right. So I find that he's been doing that too much. And again, like this is something that I think the coaches, not the managers, it's not the manager's fault.
Yeah,
but
it's not.
something that the coaches would have actually seen on the game or practice field. Be like, Victor. I mean, by all means, you should do this when, let's say, the opponent's about to shoot, or it looks like they're about to cross, right?
Yeah.
But if they're just dribbling, why would you do that, right?
That's why I was never convinced by Lindelof.
Yeah.
Never convinced.
He might be a good DM, like Suk said, or whatever, but
I said,
not a center back. He's not a center back material.
Maybe Jesse.
But you know, last year though, so my mind or my view kind of changed on Fred over the past 2 games.
Okay.
Because you know how I really just think he's complete trash.
Yeah.
So when I watched him, maybe the last game, not the Man City one, the one before that.
Tottenham.
So I found that the bigger problem was McTominay.
Yeah, for sure.
And like when and that's also the problem, is because he puts Fred with McTominay all the time, so it really exposes like Fred even more, like because he does a lot of chasing down, right?
Yeah.
And he's not afraid to come and get the ball, but the problem is that's not his talent. And then it forces him to do things like that.
Yeah, he's actually
because
better.
Your partner's not doing anything, right? Yeah.
He's much better higher up.
Mm-hmm.
But then, what do you think of how Pogba doesn't want to pass Fred the ball? Remember in the beginning?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so that's why this is also again bringing back that thing where I brought up moments ago, saying you guys also think it's a problem with the trust between the players.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
that means
a lot of issues in the dressing room. Actually,
yeah. So, like, there's problems with trust in the defending. Even this game, just game in Watford, you saw Ronaldo's like, there's a ball to Wan-Bissaka.
Yeah.
On the edge of the box. And Ronaldo just went like, okay, I'm taking the ball, like you're giving it to me. And I understand as well, given what had happened before. Oh shit! It was nice defending.
By Lindelof.
Yeah. Given what happened in recent games, you could kind of see that, like, you know, we all know Wan-Bissaka doesn't really have that offensive talent.
Yeah.
And okay, this is also a combination of everything. So again, given he does not have this talent, and when he's not given the option, he will probably most likely lose the ball, right?
Yeah.
And which is what usually happens, at least as of late, because since the lack of game plan and all that, no movement and stuff. So I could see why Ronaldo would be like, okay, like screw it, like I'm gonna take it back, because if not, like, you know, Aaron's probably gonna lose it, right?
Yeah.
And it's like the whole team's doing that now. I didn't see CR7 do this before.
Yeah, so there's no trust.
Yeah.
It's funny you call him Aaron. I'm like, who's Aaron? It took me a minute to think of it.
Yeah, I'm just saying that because that's what Ronaldo would have preferred to him, right?
Yeah.
I think unless like you probably wouldn't call him by his last name.
AWB.
Yeah, AWB. Yeah. So, or this, he's called the Spider before, right?
Oh, is it? Oh, Spider-Man. Yeah. Spider-Man.
Yeah, Spider-Man. Oh, and another thing I noticed as well. I don't know if it was a goal. Okay, I don't think it was a goal, but it was a counter attack by Watford yesterday.
Yep.
And I could see Wan-Bissaka. He wasn't able to chase King down. I think it was King.
Yeah, King is fast.
King but that too, like
fast.
you gotta tell, like you know, he's running back, like, and this is King like right in the middle already, right? So, you know, Wan-Bissaka has a cover even for the center backs.
Yeah.
You know, that tells you, you know, how much stamina he's using, right? Yeah.
And we're without Maguire and Varane, and we're gonna play Villarreal and Chelsea next.
Yeah. Well, do you think? Okay, so I watched the press conference or post-game conference or interview at the end of the game, and Ole was saying. So I didn't pay attention to this when he got his first yellow card, Maguire.
Yeah.
He said it was offside, the other player.
Okay.
So maybe there could have been an appeal for this. I don't know, but
oh, was it a second yellow?
So the first yellow, apparently they Ole said it was the guy he fouled was in an offside position.
Okay.
That's what he said. So he said, well, the second one was bad. Like it was just he had a bad touch and then he just pulled down the guy because he had to, right? Otherwise, it would have been a clear cut breakaway. But he's saying that the first one was not supposed to be a yellow card.
Okay.
So
I don't know.
I don't know if they're gonna appeal for it, but anyways, yeah. So that's 2 games gone, right? Red card.
Yep. So we're gonna be with Lindelof and Baye.
Yeah,
we know how that turned out last season.
Yahoo!
When Maguire was out, so.
Oh yeah.
We might. Well, I mean, depending on if we get a manager, we'll probably switch to like 3 at the back. Maybe, I don't know. Oh, actually, no, we don't. We don't even have 3 defenders. We don't even have 3 center backs.
Would you switch McTom or Matic into a defender?
McTom. If we play 3 at the back, McTom is the 3rd wide center back, and because he plays that for Scotland. Yeah. Or Wan-Bissaka can play as a 3rd center back, and we play Dallo as a right wing back.
Right back, yeah, right back, yeah.
Yeah, we can do that. We might do that against Chelsea because there's Lukaku going up against Lindelof. Can you imagine that? Like, it's gonna be. It's not gonna be pretty.
It's disaster. It's gonna be disaster when he puts his hand behind his back defending freaking Lukaku, man.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? It actually looks like a chicken running around, like because it's like a wing, right? So you put your hand in the back, your back right together, and you start running towards the guy. It's just like a chicken running towards the ball.
Or he's doing apple bobbing.
Yeah, that too. It's like, oh man, that's gonna be bad, man. And you can tell it's gonna be disastrous.
For sure.
But actually, given saying that, I think Wan-Bissaka will be decent defending Lukaku actually.
Yeah. Well,
because of the way he can poke the ball away, or like his slide tackles are just so accurate, right? Because Lukaku's strengths are like what he likes to get the ball, right? And it's almost like a post up for him. Would you say that's what he kind of looks like? Like he uses his strength to hold you, so you're behind him.
Yeah.
And then he does his post up, and when he does that spin, most of the center backs, because they're like Maguire, they can't catch up to him, right?
Yeah.
Which is why I think, Wan-Bissaka doesn't He's just gonna rely on his speed and accuracy to defend him. Lindelof is just gonna be like nothing. He's just gonna run past him like nothing.
Yeah, he's not gonna be even there. It's like where.
Yeah, he's not gonna be there. He's gonna be like, oh shit, where'd he go?
Yeah. Yeah. It's not gonna be pretty.
No.
So.
Yeah.
Yep. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. And you know what's funny is that like you know how like right now you're thinking about the next game.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, what should I do to neutralize their threat, or at least make it so it's gonna be very minimal, right?
Right.
Or you at least try and mitigate those kind of threat.
Yeah.
Ole just throws out the same freaking team,
Yeah.
same tactic, everything same, and you're like, Nani, it's like, what are you doing on your
No, he doesn't do that because he does the other thing. He plays like pussy tactics against small teams, and then when he plays Liverpool, it's like, oh, we're gonna go out
he
and
presses
attacks.
them. Yeah.
What the heck?
Yeah, you're right. Actually, you're right.
Suicide tactics.
It is suicide attacking. Yeah, it's like he almost treats it like, oh, maybe if I do this, it will be a surprise element to.
Yeah, I think he
just
he
shock
does,
them, right? Which actually it did work. It did work. Like to in his defense, when we played Liverpool, remember we had that really good chance where Bruno missed.
Yeah.
That it was like a couple of minutes into the game, and we were all like, oh my gosh, that was like prime. Even I think Maguire had a clear header as well.
Yeah, but we had to put those away, otherwise.
Yeah, and then so since we didn't put those away, and then it was like, okay, we gotta keep pressing now, which we're not good at, and then bad things happen. So, as I said, like maybe to his credit, it did work, but it was almost like poker. Like he's like bluffing too hard. Like he bluffed the first times, it might work, and if it doesn't work, then you better not bluff anymore, right? Because people know, right? But he kind of just kept it as it is, right? It would have been better had he just caved, like versus Liverpool, I think. But it's all for future, what could have been.
Yeah, what could have been. A lot of it's too late now. We'll see. Now, yeah. We'll see what happens with Carrick and Fletcher.
Yeah.
That was good. That was a good talk. I'm actually gonna go to sleep.
Sleep time, man.
Sleep time. Yeah.
Is it 3 or 2 there?
It's 1:30.
Oh yeah, daylight saving. Sorry.
Yeah, daylight saving. So yeah, thanks for chatting with me.
That was good, Fanti.
Yeah, thanks.
We gotta do this again with Azim kind of just left us, and
yeah.
Sok, yeah.
Azim's just being sus, so yeah.
He's pretty sus.